All right, so starting with an explanation of why we're playing a 20-year, our second try in recording of a 20-year-old game, and not like a 20-year-old game that's like unpopular, like a super popular 20-year-old game that we probably should have played before now. But
Apparently one of the most popular 20-year-old games there is.
yes, but 20 years ago we both had young kids. We were both kind of in the midst of careers. We were living 3,000 miles away from each other, and TTS didn't exist. And while we still live 3,000 miles away from each other or so, the rest of that is no longer true. And so there's a lot more time. And so we're catching up on a 20-year-old game. So this video is for anyone who is similar to us. Is like, oh, wait, I never did this either. If there is anybody in such a state, or if anyone just wants to comically watch a couple of people stumble through and play War of the Ring really badly 20 years after it was released.
This is the video for you.
This is the video for you. So we're gonna stumble through this. We played it once, and most of the time we're like, oh, I didn't know that card existed. So we have a vague sense of the cards that exist now. But this still should be like a cavalcade of poor tactical and strategic choices.
I would expect. I will point out in the first game, you as the Fellowship won by dunking the ring.
I did manage,
but you were at like 11 corruption at the time.
Yeah,
it was literally a chit pull.
Yes, yeah. The final chit pull, it needed to be like 1 or less or 2 or less in order for me to dunk the ring, and I managed to be that. And so yeah, but and this will come as no surprise probably to anybody who's familiar with the game. We've been like obsessively thinking about it since then.
Can't stop thinking.
So anyway, as we said, for those of you, anybody who falls into those categories, this is the video for you. This is the series for you. If you're like, oh my God, I don't want to watch someone play a game I've played 1,000,000 times and play it really badly, there's plenty of other content on the channel to go watch.
Yeah, you can watch us play other games badly as well.
Exactly, but maybe ones that you also play badly.
Yes, pick something like that.
Exactly. All right, so with all that out of the way, we start by drawing cards. Is that right?
We do. Yes, so the real start is recover the action die, which they're already here.
Yep.
And I will point out, we decided that for right now, and this was based on information on Board Game Geek and advice from a lot of people, we've chosen to just play base game, zero modifications. Treebeard promo's not in there.
Straight
looks like from watching some of the you mentioned that the World Championships, they have and maybe this is on the ladder, they do tokens to try to balance a little. We're not doing any of that. Nope. We're just playing raw base.
We play it so badly that we can probably count on each other.
It's balanced. It's balanced through absolute incompetence. Exactly.
So
all right, I'm drawn.
All right, I'm drawn also. So one of each. Draw one character and one strategy card, right?
I believe that's correct. One of each.
Holy cow. Okay. All right. I've got my cards. We'll have to figure out what I'm going to do with them. So, next up, I think you...
Yeah, I got to figure out what to do with them too.
I'm not declaring the Fellowship, so you've got to, you next up is for you to do hunt allocation. So for you to decide how many dice you're going to...
I'm just going to put one die at this point in time.
All right. And then we roll them up.
I think we roll them up. Yep. You're going to click the magic button, or you want me to?
I can click it. Well, you got a couple of extra eyes on there.
Yeah, so I got 3, and we're actually at...
Look at that. You got a bunch of army actions anyway. That's not... Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Thrilled with that.
Yeah, that's probably not perfect. Wow, I have this... I literally don't have a choice of going second, which is interesting.
You're going first.
Yeah, I have to go first.
Yeah, you have to go first. Exactly.
I have to go first. Now, I'm just trying to remember. So, Gondor is not active, which means they can't muster, correct?
Correct. Nobody, you have to be at war to muster.
At war to all the way
Pretty, I'm pretty sure you have to be at war to muster, but we should.
Yeah, confirm that. While I think about what to do, you can. So the elves are the only ones who can currently do it. I think you can muster if you're active, but I could be wrong about that. I think
muster, recruit reinforcements for a nation at war.
At war, okay. So what does active do then? Active means, remind me what.
Active means you're allowed to go to war.
Oh, you
get stuck in this box
until you're active. Okay.
Until you're active, yeah.
All right. Well, it may seem mad, but I'm gonna go ahead and start by moving the fellowship.
Of course you are. I think that's a smart choice.
I'm gonna start by moving the fellowship. So you've got 3 dice on a 6.
Yep. The TTS mod does a good job of automatically setting that up.
Yeah. You did not find them.
So, and it also should have automatically moved you, which
it did. Yep. So I've moved. The fellowship has moved 1.
Ay. This is nuts. That's a rough.
That is a little bit of a. Yeah.
Guess I'm moving armies into positions. That's about all I can do with these die. What the hell? What can you do with an army?
I think you can move.
You can basically attack, or an army can move 1 or 2 armies, attack, or play an army event card.
But you actually can't attack until you're at war, right?
I have to be at war, yeah. And I got to be able to muster. I needed a muster die.
You needed a muster die to be at war. So you're basically, you can get a bunch of things sort of you can sort of move your
exactly. I can move things.
Mordor, move them to the exits of Mordor.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I don't think this was a perfectly ideal.
That's a
start for you.
I personally don't like it. Just there. Move those there.
And with an army action, you can do 2 armies. Is that right? Am I remembering that correctly?
You can do 2 armies.
2 armies, so you can move 2 armies.
Those are my 2.
Where did that guy move from South Run?
Yeah, actually, he can't get there. He's got to be in East.
Yeah. Swam across.
I want to make sure. I think it was 2 in North Ruin for setup, but I'm going to go verify just to make sure that I didn't.
That's fine.
North Ruin 2, and then South Ruin had 3 regular, 1 elite, which he's got 3 regular,
1 elite.
1 elite.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to use.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
So, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to. I'm trying to remember. So when you move into one of my regions, I'm trying to remember how this works. Nation becomes active if one of its regions is enter. Nation advances if one of its armies is attacked.
Yes, but one thing to point out: I don't think Osgiliath is. It's not within your borders. Now, attacked is also. But like just entering Osgiliath, it's not in the Gondor borders.
So that doesn't make me active.
Attacking you would.
Attacking me would. Okay, so basically, if you move in there and attack me in Osgiliath, I would become active and move once. Is that fair to say? You
would become active and this would drop down 1.
Yeah, okay.
That's what move once meant.
Yes, it would move 1 box. So
yep.
I'm gonna use
muster.
I'm gonna use a muster to move Gondor to here, so that if you do that, my thinking is if you do that, then I'll be at war and I'll be can unleash the wrath of Gondor.
The wrath of Gondor,
such as it is.
Aye. I might play another army.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get those guys there now.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. I think that's all I can do, right? I've basically moved 2 armies, but I should now have. I
think you only have 9 in there if you wanted to move 1 more.
I do, but one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to ultimately get it so I've got 1 in here,
but 2 in Moranon.
6, 7. So is that 10?
I think that's 10. That looked like 10 to me because the Nazgul don't count.
It is 10.
Okay. All right. I am going to use this to move the Fellowship again.
All right. Another hunt, this time on a 5.
All right. Well, you found me this time.
Found you this time.
All right. You want me to click
draw it?
Draw a tile. Oh.
So he's revealed.
So the ironic thing is
you'd prefer
what I was hoping
damage?
I was hoping for a bunch of damage so I could kill Gandalf and use my last Will of the West.
Ironic. Well, so you have to move him now.
Oh, I have to move him now. That's right.
Yep. Which direction is he going? He can either be he can be in a lot of places, but the logical places are here or High Pass.
Yep. He's heading home to the Shire.
That sounds like the smartest thing he could do. I'm going to hit the Grey Havens and get the hell out of here.
I mean, the shortest, there you go. The shortest path is there, but you have to go through Moria.
I mean, let's say you're trying to get to Lorien, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, as opposed to
versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it saves 2 character die.
Yeah.
Plus, if there are reveals, it saves things related to that too, which is interesting.
And the basic thing is, though, next time I have to move when I go through Moria, I have to roll for the hunt inside Moria. Right?
Yeah, and there's another thing. If you go through Moria, if you go through, it's not just Moria. It's through an enemy. If the ring passes through an enemy stronghold on its move,
right?
Something else happens with the hunt. It might be that there's a second hunt draw.
Yeah, I think there's something that happens, and we can look it up when it happens. But I think I'm gonna because I got
you don't care. You just want to do it.
Because I was it's because I was so close on corruption last time. I just feel like let me just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it saves 2. I'm going through Moria. Maybe I can leave Gandalf in Moria. All right, that's it. That's my move.
If you lose Gandalf in Moria, it's incredibly perfect thematically.
Exactly. It's like
I just need to get the Balrog in play.
Exactly. It's a very
All right,
like
I'll do this. I'm going to
uneventful
play a
first turn.
character die.
Okay.
Play that card.
Oops.
Oh, it's actually not on step 1, are you?
Oh,
that should have moved to 0.
Should have gone back to 0. Correct. Yes.
So I can't play that card.
Oh.
But now you know I have it.
You know what? I haven't looked at it yet, so.
Ah.
I misclicked, okay. So I haven't looked at it yet, so I don't really know what it is.
It is related to the Fellowship.
Okay.
Well, I think that means I'm moving the army. Guess I'll get all these guys here in Minas Morgul.
Yeah, you might want to throw them on the Minas Morgul. Is there a Minas Morgul?
Well, I could do I think they'll fit.
Okay, you make them fit.
I can make it work. All right.
Well, it's very expensive, but I think I'm going to use that to hide the Fellowship again. Feels like it's funny. The turn actually set up the way I was kind of hoping. I just didn't draw any damage. You didn't succeed on the hunt and didn't. It didn't
work the way you wanted it to.
No, I was really hoping to kill. I was like, what I've managed to learn from like looking at stuff between our two plays is I think I'm supposed to kill Gandalf as early as possible. Like you can even kill him just on 1 damage, just to be like get him out and get Gandalf the White in the game. But I've failed to do that now.
Of course.
Then, Aragorn becomes guide, and then you can kill him and he comes back. Or Strider becomes the guide, and you can kill him and he comes back as Aragorn. And I'm way behind on that now. Luckily, you didn't have a particularly good turn either, just based on dice.
I couldn't do anything I thought I needed to do, honestly. And now I've got a character damn die.
Yeah.
Which basically, if I'm reading this correctly, I can move an army.
Yep.
With an Nazgul.
Yep.
I can attack, which I can't actually do that because I'm not at war.
Yep.
I can move all the Nazgul around, or I could play a character card, which.
Yep.
So might as well do that.
Meanwhile, Gondor is like, everything's cool. Nothing bad is happening.
It's all good.
Your used action die pool.
Yep. All right. So that's the end of that. Wow, that was really weird.
End of that. That was a bit odd.
Nobody, did you win?
Sorry, say again?
Did you win?
No, I didn't win. I definitely did not win.
Me neither. So it's recover the dice.
Yep.
And then, I will put one up here since I have to have one up at the hunt.
Yep.
We draw our cards.
All right. Let's draw one more card of each. Try to understand what they do. That's interesting.
All right.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. Rolling them.
We're rolling.
Wait, no, you got to decide on the hunt. You're going to just stick with one.
Oh, yeah. I'm sticking with one.
That's better for you.
So, not dramatically.
You got.
I still have no musters. I can't.
No musters. Yeah, you can't go to war.
I literally can't go to war. This is unbelievable.
Well, wow. here's the good news is I can't move the fellow. Well, I can move the fellowship once.
got a Will of the West. So.
Okay, I'm gonna pass and let you go first since you have one more die than me. This is a weird beginning. Well, you know what? I say that. What do I have? 2 data points.
All right, well, I'll play a character card to play this one. So don't draw an eye.
If this tile shows an eye or is a fellowship special tile, discard it without effect. Otherwise, follow the rules for success. Okay. So I take one damage.
So it's 1 corruption, but you must reduce the damage by eliminating a random companion. So there's 7 companions.
Wait, say remind. Otherwise, follow the rules except that the free people's player must reduce hunt damage if any by eliminating random unless or no. Okay, got it. Yep. All right, so let's do. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take.
There's the random companions.
Oh, how does that work?
You can just draw from that pool, and let's make sure that's random. I'm sure it is random. Yep, it's Peregrine Took.
So Peregrine Took is dead.
That's about as good a draw for that as you could have asked for.
I would say so.
Right.
So Peregrine dies on the hunt.
Actually, yeah, so the interesting thing, I guess it's just if he's a guide. Yeah, if he was a guide.
Yes.
Doesn't he have like a special ability?
He does. I can detach him to reduce one
But as a companion dying this way.
Correct. And I can't I can't like soak with Gandalf because it's that's only allowed during the hunt.
Yep.
Well, this is kind of interesting. All right. I think I'm gonna muster. And
must be nice.
Yeah. We'll get the let's say we get the elves moving towards war.
Nuts. I am going to draw a card.
Oh, right. Use the Palantir to draw a card. I got to remember that that's a thing you can do. I just don't think that there's anything particularly great for me to do with all these musters. Can I use, even though I'm not at war, can I use army actions to move armies as long as I don't move them like into areas with you?
You're allowed to move into what are known as free regions, so, which like are
this or this.
Non-nation territories. Okay. So you can move in your own nation and free territories, my understanding. Okay. Listen, I'm speaking as if I'm an expert.
Fair enough. We could look it up. We could look it up in the rules. Well, this muster die can only be used for one thing, so I'm gonna kind of think I'll use it for that thing and put the elves there.
This is absolutely unbelievable how little I can do.
I know. I'm sorry.
No. It's part of the game. But crazy.
Yeah, 3. We're going to be on turn 3 before you'll be able to attack anything, which is pretty interesting.
Maybe.
Fair point.
I don't even know if I'll be able to do it then. about this for a scary move?
Shuffling troops around inside.
I mean, it's just such a waste. Oh my god.
Is that it?
I think so.
Well, I think I'm going to use this to move the fellowship.
All right.
Ooh, wow. Ooh, wow. Come
really
on.
Found him.
Let's kill
this guy.
Let's kill Gandalf. All right.
One.
So I'm going to soak Gandalf.
Two companions.
Even though it's only one.
Ish.
Is Gandalf. So Gandalf is dead. Killed Gandalf the Grey Wanderer. Yes. And Strider is going to become the guide. And I am done. What is Strider's ability? You may use any of your action die results to hide a revealed fellowship. Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yep.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. All right, Gandalf is dead. Now, what do I have to do to remind myself? I can use one Will of the West action die to play Gandalf the White. Okie doke. Gandalf is dead. And look at that, Andy. Look at that. It was on the 1. So where did Gandalf die? Most likely.
Most likely.
Either in, put it this way, either in Moria, North Dunland, the Fords of Bruinen, or South Downs.
That's a character die.
I believe you.
Number 5. Although I don't think I want to do that. Do the army die. I'm going to move these guys. There's one.
Yep.
2.
Okay. When this attack on Gondor happens, it's going to be a doozy. I gotta say. All right, well, I could move somebody down.
You can.
Or I could move the elves to war.
That'd actually be so. Here's peaceful Sauron, and you decide to escalate.
Yeah, the elves will be to blame for what happens here.
100%.
I think I'm gonna hold that and start moving the north. Because the problem is I don't know what I would actually, no, that's not true. I'm actually gonna put the elves to war because then I can build up the woodland realm, for example. Yeah, and I can build up the woodland realm in a little bit and sort of get, I could even start threatening up here before you've got a chance to do much. So yeah, elves are at war. The bellicose elves are at war.
Watch this crazy move.
I could bet I could predict that one. Woohoo! All right. We good?
I don't know if that's the word I'd use, but
So,
you win? No.
Did you win? Did anybody?
No, sure as hell haven't. I can't even get the war.
All right, let's recover. Gather
in the action die.
All right.
So one's got to be over here again.
One's got to be over there. Cards, right?
Drawn 2 cards.
What did I get here? Okay.
All right.
Oh,
I think we're gathering, we're rolling.
And
I am leaving the hunt just like it is.
Yeah, roll them up. Go ahead. 6 is the maximum for cards?
6, yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, my gosh, I can muster.
Yeah, but I got my Will of the Wests, too. Oh, look at that.
You do.
You also got, a little bit. All right, I have to go first.
You're required to, but bet I know what you're going to do.
I am going to play Gandalf the White. So I'm spending my 1 Will of the West action die to play Gandalf the White. I can place Gandalf the White in Fangorn or in an unconquered elven stronghold. I get his action die, which is really the kind of key thing. I'm going to put him in Fangorn because I remember there was a card where that's kind of useful.
I believe it's the Ents.
I think it is the Ents.
If it's thematic, that would make sense.
So we're putting him in Fangorn, and then I'm gonna. Well, I could just think as they get separated, they tend to get moved over here. So I'm gonna move his card.
Yeah,
over
you
here.
put him over.
So So if Gandalf the White is moving alone or with 1 Hobbit, his level is considered 4 for purposes of movement. All right, that's my first play.
He must carry the damn hobbits.
He does. He puts them on the horse in front of him.
All right, it's true. Actually, I'm gonna muster.
Yeah, and what are you gonna do with that?
I'm bringing Isengard to war.
Isengard. Oh, that's right. That brings Saruman into the game, right?
That gives me a chance to get an extra die. Yeah. From everything I've understand, that's an important early play.
Yep. Okay. So that doesn't bring Saruman in yet. It just
I believe if you look, I believe once he's at war, I can play another muster.
Okay.
So a couple musters early really help with that.
Fair, yeah.
And it's a lost 2 die.
Yep. All right, well, I'm going
to
play my Palantir die. I'm going to play an event. So I'm going to play that.
Yep. That's a good one. Well,
we're going to move this hunt tile. We're not sure exactly what the rules say, but
we were putting it over here.
It's
kind of an
in Mordor,
obvious place to keep it to me.
And I'm going to discard that.
This guy's out of it. Well, Saruman's in play.
Saruman's in play.
Pacing and Orthanc.
All right, I'm going to play a second one to kind of do a similar thing. To bring that 0. Well,
but it makes sense. Get them out of your hands.
I mean, what else can I do with those Palantir die? I can't draw cards because I'm already at the max. So I do that. So I can only. Oh no, I can draw 2 cards. Sorry, I can draw 2 cards. It doesn't matter that I have 3 character cards in there. The next one's an interesting question. What do I do with that guy?
It is. Really interesting. All right, so now I will play this character die to put this on the table. I don't know where things that are on the table should go. Just here.
That's fine, yeah.
If Saruman is in play, when the Palantir of Orthanc is in play, after you use an event action die result, play an event, immediately draw another card.
Got it. Okay. All right.
Actually, I'm undoing that.
Okay.
If you're okay with that?
Yeah, of course I am. It's a learning game. I mean, you know, it's not like it harmed me at all. I didn't do anything as a result of it.
Do that one instead. And my thinking is here.
Yeah, that's weird though. Okay, that's fine. It's just
it doesn't say you have to be at war.
No, it doesn't say you have to be at war, and it doesn't. I guess these guys are just going to drop dead, and I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you're only rolling 2 die.
Probably. I mean, it's a dreadful spell.
Yeah,
so.
They just drop dead, and I have no idea why.
Exactly.
Go for it. So do we switch this to general?
Or combat, and 2 die, and it's on a 5 or greater, right?
Yep. No rerolls.
Probably the right way to do it.
That's fine. All right.
Adds up to 5.
All right. Since he's the only one at war, or currently at war, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that Will of the West to move Rohan down. So if Saruman gets on the march, Rohan might get into the war a little bit earlier.
All right. Play that event, which I think I can now. This was the one I tried to play earlier.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on 1 or higher. Oh, so you can basically move me back to there, for example.
Exactly.
Oh, cool. That's actually cool. It doesn't change my position on the track. I lose a.
You're still at 1, but now you're 1 further away.
Yep. Okay.
And I will just, just so you and other people, the reason I decided not to play that Palantir of Orthanc.
Yeah.
And do it that way is the Palantir of Orthanc lets you draw a card when you play a Palantir.
Yep.
And I've got 4 cards in my hand, so that was the last. I'm getting 2 cards. I didn't need to draw automatically. That was my thinking.
Yeah, I see it. I got it. Yep.
So.
All right.
I don't know if it was good thinking because it didn't work.
Yep. Did you win?
Almost.
Almost. So close.
Okay.
All right. So that's the end of round 3, roughly, right? Does it say?
3.
It says over there, doesn't it? Yeah. Round 3.
Does that automatically go when you click roll the die, or
I don't know when it goes, but it's been incrementing because I haven't been touching it.
Oh well, then I'm going to get it down to 2 because it'll go probably when we roll the die.
Wait, no, that was the 3rd round. That was the 3rd round. We haven't.
So it didn't go automatically somehow.
No, it did. Wasn't it on 3?
No, I clicked the plus.
Oh, you clicked the plus. Well, it doesn't.
Although
really
what
matter.
It might have been is it may have missed something. May not have caused it to go to 1 properly.
Maybe.